Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Shut Door or Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of the FTB NeoTech Mod Pack. Today is episode 22, and we are getting into the better fuel for oil generators from actually additions. So, if you do not know, we have the ability to make crystallized oil and empowered oil. Crystallized oil requires a couple of things to actually make it, which is the atomic reconstructor to zap one of the canola seeds that then makes them into crystallized canola seeds, and crystallized canola seeds then need to be dropped into refined canola oil to then make the crystallized oil. Then, if you want to make empowered, you basically have the same steps, except for the crystallized canola seeds need to go into an empowerer surrounded by other canola seeds to get empowered canola seeds, and this is what you would then drop into your crystallized oil to then get the empowered oil. Okay, so I have an idea for the first system, and I think we should be golden. As of right now, we are currently under the actual canola farms we have downstairs because I have expanded this. I don't think I mentioned it, but I have 4 farms down here now, just so we're pulling enough to do basically everything. And this should be a good enough space here to get this going. So I'm actually going to dump what is ever in my inventory that I really don't need into this backpack for now. And we'll keep the blocks on us. Let's get rid of the shovel. Let's get rid of this for right now. And let's get everything else. So I have everything we need to build this system. And yes, I have integrated dynamic components. I went out and I found a mineral tree, and I basically got up to the point of having the mechanical squeezer and the mechanical basin, because this stuff you guys have seen me do. And if you haven't and you don't know what I'm talking about, basically you have to go find a mineral tree. Let's actually just go upstairs here real quick. And just talk about this, because I don't want to just jump into this without explaining what we're doing. So the mineral tree, we'll just grab a sapling here and some bone meal so I can show you guys what these look like. Upstairs we go. And we'll just plant one of these bad boys. So you will find these in forest biomes. They really do stand out. They don't stand out on the map, by the way, because they actually are green. It looks gray here, but if I actually take this off, just by doing this, you can see it's just green. It's not very easy to spot, but you can find them pretty easily by just looking. My world was actually generated before this mod was actually added, I do believe. So I had to go quite a distance over in this direction to actually find them. And it was just a long, tedious process, so I didn't really record it. But cutting down these trees, you have a chance of getting the enriched logs here. See, enriched mineral logs. These logs just have the ability to drop some crystallized mineral and not much else. So, of course, we got some saplings there, which is good. You always want to hopefully get a sapling from this. It's not a guarantee, but usually you can get one. And then if you can't get one, you may need to find another tree, because you do need a lot of these saplings to just basically get you started. So after you get your first tree, you'd want to get a squeezer, which these aren't that complicated to get. They really are cheap. And we can just make another one so I can demonstrate how these function. And we'll just grab a log. Let's grab the mineral log and a button. You do need a redstone signal to reset this squeezer every time you operate it. But you basically put the log in, you put the button down, and then you jump on top of this to then squeeze the log into mineral resin, okay? And then reset with the redstone signal, and then you would pipe this into your basin, your drying basin, that's what it's called. So this drying basin then just has a block sit in it. After a little bit, after the fluid's in it, then becomes the block form of the mineral resin, and you can then pull that out by right-clicking or hoppering it out or anything of those sorts. And that is a very, very good and simple process. So you can see here, if we can just look, there's a whole bunch of different options you have, but it just takes time. And yes, it's actually called block of crystallized mineral, not mineral resin blocks, whatever I just said. But yeah, there's tons and tons of interesting stuff you can do with this. Looks like you could even do some rotten flesh into leather, which I actually didn't know that recipe existed. But you also have the mechanical drying basin, which does everything the other one can. It just does it a little bit quicker, but it requires power. So just keep that in mind. Pretty cool. And there's also, of course, the crystallized liquid chorus, which actually is integrated dynamic stuff as well. I have not gotten here, so I don't really have anything to show. We also need to go to the end for that. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get into what we need to do for the for the crystallized oil. That's what we're gonna do first. Crystallized oil. Let's get to work on getting empowered oil. Okay, so this is actually like take something probably in the 20s or 30s. I don't even know right now. I've got a couple ideas. First one being, we're going to be using integrated dynamics. I think I've got a solution to get this working and not have it be some gimmicky once in a while it'll work. That was the problem. That's what I keep running into. It would work, but there would either be an excess of waste or there would be a lot of issues where you had to empty tanks and cause a lot of problems. Okay, so let me try and explain why we're going to use the logic cable here. And I think I have... Do I not have the sensor on me? I thought I did. Let me go grab one real quick, and we'll try and see kind of the difference between these two and why I want to use the integrated dynamics one rather than a just dire thing sensor. Okay, so if I go here and I target the item, right? I want to then say, I only want to have a redstone signal once there is a canola seed. Okay, so canola seed. So if I drop this, this should turn off. Like, this makes sense to me, right? And if we toggle to strong signal, it still doesn't turn this torch off. So what we do if we turn it to deny, it just denies it. It turns the signal on, but that's not what I want, because if the atomic reconstructor were to fire, it would drop the canola seed, the crystallized canola seeds, and that's still off, prompting this to fire. I don't understand why the functionality is like that. I'm assuming it may be because of like NBT. I mean, we could try like even doing this and doing allow, and so now it is still not functioning because this torch should be off. So just some weird stuff, and maybe I'm just thinking about it incorrectly. But basically, we want the canola seed here. This should detect the entity of canola seeds, only canola seeds. Okay, so we're going to grab a variable card, and we are then going to go and grab our portable logic programmer. If you don't know, you just put a logic programmer inside, and this is a handheld thing. So now we get an item card with canola seeds and a variable card. And then we are going to make sure that these are equal. Okay, it's 100% what we want. We want these to be equal. So put one in here, put one in here, and then put this in here. Oh, this is an entity card. Ooh, that's a problem. So category entity, and we'll try this. If this doesn't work, then I'll have to figure it out. But for the most part, one of these should work. So then we're going to do this, and then with a redstone writer, we are then going to do this. And so what should happen is if we get a variable store and put down our 3 variable cards and just do redstone signal. And now if I were to do canola seeds, see how that just immediately worked? I like that. I really like that. Okay, so I would basically want to... I mean, I could just duplicate this redstone writer. If we just take these back out, which I just need these two, I could just do equals equals, put this in here, put this in here. And the reason I'm going to duplicate this is because we still need a dropper. And so I'm just going to grab another redstone writer. Also, I will mention, by the way, we are in a current version that it has redstone writers fixed, but the official FTB NeoTech pack does not have the correct integrated dynamics that is not broken. The redstone writer is broken in the current version, which is 1.7.0 of the FTB NeoTech. So if you go and you get the 1.20.4 current version of integrated dynamics, in the changelog, it specifically says the redstone writer has been fixed due to it not updating properly. So just keep that in mind. I did go manually update it. The current version of FTB NeoTech does not have it in there. So just wanted to make you guys aware, this is only working because FTB NeoTech is currently broken and I decided to try and fix it. So just want to make you aware. Okay. Let's see. What did I do with that? I have a barrel. I think it's this one. Full of already crystallized canola seeds. And I need to just get a dropper, which I have one here. We're just going to use the automatic precision dropper from Actually Additions. And we are going to smack it with a redstone torch. Actually, yeah, redstone torch smack. And then if we have canola seeds, which they come from right here, by the way, come from this little red line. And we should just be able to activate that and then push in with blacklist. And of course, if we wanted to actually put a whitelist here, we can. It doesn't really matter. This line is specifically only pulling things out. Why are you actually not pulling things out? That should be better. Oh, actually, hold on. We don't want to duplicate this. That's probably my problem. Hold on. We don't want to duplicate that because actually what we want to do, my bad, is actually do a not equals. Which is basically saying, hey, this doesn't equal, send a redstone signal. Okay? That's better. That should resolve this. That was my bad. So I shouldn't need this. So let's just do that. Do a redstone writer. And then do this. Okay, so now we're having issues because I need to pick stuff up. Okay, so let's just get that figured out here real quick. We're going to put a piece of glass right here for a second. Item collector, and then we are going to turn render area on. So we're going to go down, and then over, which I think is this direction. Okay. And then we are going to specifically say we only want to pick up crystallized canola. That should be the only thing allowed. Okay. So what we also need to do is I'm going to put this on redstone. And I'm actually going to do deactivation instead of pulse. I do believe. See, this is the issue that I keep having. Is for some reason, it just decides to, like, brick itself. I do like how the ferrocore wrench basically works as, like, a universal wrench no matter what you do. It's pretty nifty. Okay, so we're going to do high is required. We're going to see if this is the solution here. So we're only dropping one. We're probably dropping power quite a bit. We're not stopping, which is good. So this is looking like it's working. Okay. So I think it was the precision dropper kind of messing up on us. So the next thing I want to do is, instead of just immediately doing the crystallized oil, I actually want to do the empowerer. And I think I want to do the empowerer kind of under this. I kind of maybe want to make another level here. So let me get another orange elevator. Demagnetization coil. This is perfect. You do need to add one of these because you will probably pick stuff up. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do canola seeds. And then that way I won't pick up any of these, and we can kind of just get this range to be a little bit better. Okay. And I'll be back with an orange elevator, and we'll get to the empowering portion. Alright, so let's get the empowerer set up here. So, empowerer, we're just going to put this directly here, and we are going to then just get red item pipes and pipe directly into this. So, we will need to note here that this is going to be set at the least insert priority. So we're going to just say 1, and we're going to actually run this pipe to the actual crystallized oil setup, and that'll have a higher priority. So just keep that in mind, okay? So crystallized seeds, we're just going to whitelist those. And they should sooner or later funnel down in here once we do whitelist of the crystallized canola seeds, which are these, not the other ones. The display stands themselves need to go out 3 blocks and then place. So 3 blocks in place, 3 blocks, and then place. So 1, 2, place. So all of the display stands do need power, so you do need to keep that in mind, which means I'm going to quickly run... So this doesn't need power, but these do need power. So let's just get the power cables going. So let me get that cable figured out, because the oil generators are here, so we're going to have to basically run the cable either through this wall and then down. Actually, that might be the best option, since this wall is the actual end wall. Did not mean to knock that out. We can then just run cables under, and we don't have to do anything weird. We can camouflage all this too. So then we can have the cable come up, and then this cable come down. Perfect. Not really, but it'll be okay. The cables can't hurt you. This is done. With crystallized oil, we won't have too many issues getting this, because all you need to do is you need to take a crystallized canola seed, drop it into refined canola oil, okay? Not too terrible, not too difficult. We just need to get it done. So what I'm going to do, I think my line of refined canola is like right there. So let's just get these off for a second, and let's look at where this goes. So this all connects together, and it used to run down this line here, because now it's just empowered oil. So let's go with... Do I have any actual fluid cables on me? I don't think I do. Let me go grab some, and then I'm going to also grab some of the uncolored item cables as well, so that way we'll have them. Okay, got the pipes. So what we should be able to do now is just grab these. I'm just going to do this. And that is going to be where we put a storage bus for the refined canola, for the AE system, the ME system that we're going to be building, Plant Energistics system that we're going to build. Let me get these thrown in here. So with this, we are going to then grab a storage bus. We're then going to grab some cables. Let me just toss some stuff out of there. And then we are going to get an annihilation plane? No, formation plane. So we've got our formation plane, and we're just going to put this here. And then we're going to actually place a block here, get our annihilation, because that's what's going to pick up the fluid. And then we should just be able to kind of run this cable under these guys. And I could put facades. Probably not going to worry about it right now, though. Okay. And then we're just going to get an ME drive. And this ME drive is actually going to be partitioned using a cell workbench. So we've got a fluid 64K. And we're just going to partition this with crystallized oil. So that basically is a whitelist of, hey, this fluid only. That's all I want, okay? So we're going to toss that in here, and we may just want to actually toss this down here. Oop, did I accidentally just clear that? I think I did. Yes, I did. I accidentally deconstructed. It's what I did. Shift right-clicking deconstructs the cells, by the way. My bad. Okay, not in my hand this time. So then we're just going to place this down. Place this in here. And so that's going to act like our storage bus in a sense for the actual fluid. Looks like I need to grab the ferrocore wrench here real quick. I don't want it to be facing this way, because it will not connect to that cable for some reason. So let's just do this. I also probably need to put an inventory checker here or something to, like, shut this whole thing off. What we'll do now is we'll get an energy acceptor, which is what we're going to be using here. And we're just going to then run our copper nickel cable directly down. And hopefully this will work. But it looks like it may not. Oh, I can actually do this. Hold on. I forgot this one actually has an interface. Will that function? So this should be... Let me make sure. This should only be extract only. Yeah, extract only. And it should work. Okay, so the reason this is not working is because it will not storage bus properly. You just basically need to have that inside of your actual fluid cell, which I don't fully want to do. But since this actually has the ability to be configured, I'm going to do this, and we're going to kind of just readjust the plan. That's fine, I just wanted to make sure, so I went into a creative world and just looked. But that is the case, so we'll just do this. We have this configured. And now we just need to go get an import bus and put that on this tank. So that way we'll get internal quite a bit of fluid, which will be good. I mean, it'll be a buffer point at least. And I mean, how many fluid buckets? This does 1,344. That might be cheaper, but AE2 is 1 block, so you know. All right, got the import. And some acceleration cards, so that should be good. Just throw these in here. And this is only for fluids, which is cool. And that should be golden. So now we're getting them in here. And then what should happen, so if we set the priority here to high, that might be the issue though. Because I think this is active. Let me just pop this off. No, this actually isn't active. What are you doing? Why are you not functioning? I literally just had this working in the creative world that I was messing with. I'm not sure. Oh, now it's functioning. What? I just took out the fluid. I am very confused, ladies and gentlemen, but okay. What I'll do is I'll probably just throw this in our system, and we'll just have a whole bunch of canola oil. And then what I should be able to do now is put this down, and this... I don't know if that's the formation plane. I need the annihilation. This should do nothing until we grab a crystallized canola seed and drop it in here. Okay, and now this should have a bucket. So I probably do need to grab an anchor facade piece there so I don't actually drop them below the cable. Let me get that done, and let me figure out a couple more things and we'll be right back. Alright, so we've got the facade, so that should just go right there. And then I need... Oh, I actually keep forgetting an item. I need a dropper. Okay, so we're going to grab the inventory count here. And we are going to just do variable card. And this should allow for us to then grab a logic programmer and say integer. And with integer, this is just a number. So we're going to say 5,000. As many energized seeds as we want at a time. And we are then going to say variable card. Put that in there. And then we're going to do equals equals. It's either we could do equals equals or not equals. The not equals, actually, I don't think the not equals would work here. I think it has to just be equals equals. So then we'll do a redstone writer here. We just need to put the logic cable on it. I'm going to actually just loop it under. That should be good. We just need a variable store, which I should have one. Do I not have one? I'll have to go run and grab one. So we're then going to just put this card in here. And then we're going to put the other cards in the variable store. All right, variable store, toss these two in here, and then this should now be true. Why are you false? Oh, it's false because I did it wrong. Hold on. We don't want that. We want the, I think it's this one. Am I right? No, we want greater than. I had to think of it for a second. Okay, so this one, if the amount is higher than 5,000 or equal to 5,000, we want it to seize. That's what we want. So this should be basically never running again, right? So we do have the issue of this still running. So we may just have to... We're over-engineering this a little bit, and I apologize. My brain is just attempting to think of every outcome, and it's not really working that well. Okay, so we want this to be equals... I think this is the same... Nope, I did the wrong sign. Typed the wrong one there. Actually, we just want this to not operate. So how would we make this just not operate? Just supply it with a constant signal? And just try that, I guess, maybe? Is that just going to cause it to just keep shooting? Alright, we're accepting the canola seeds are just going to fade away into nothing. I'm okay with that. Let's move on. What happened to all my stone? There we go. So we're just going to do simple dropper. And then with the simple dropper, we're going to... How are we going to push items? This whole thing is like covered. Unless I do it from this side, which is just awful. Man, I did not plan this at all very well. If I could... No, that wouldn't even matter. Because then I would have the copper-nickel cable, and I still can't go that way. Unless I did... something like this. And then make sure that this cable is actually flowing down into this tank. And then just have AE2 cable. Like that. And then we can take this energy acceptor. That should clean that up a little bit. And then honestly, if we wanted to, we could probably just move... No, we don't need to move anything else. I think that should be good. So then we'll just do this. Which then we can just do out, crystallized canola seeds, and then in crystallized canola seeds. Is this just, it doesn't drop, most likely because it's like, hey, there's nothing to drop. There's no, like, space to drop. I think that's the problem. Yeah, that's what happens. It's needing to detect air, and it can't, so it's freaking out. Okay, so did I... Oh, I did break this because I did not reattach power. Okay, so for these fluid portion of this, I'm just checking if there is crystallized oil. If there is crystallized oil, then we basically want to not do anything. If there isn't, that's when we want to actually drop something. So that's why we don't have a not equals here. So that should work. Okay. Very simple. Very good. And this thing runs too quick. So if we wanted to, we could probably just do every 30 ticks. Let's just bump it up to 10, every 40. And that should prevent it from doing it. Okay. So that should be good. That is working. And we are getting... I don't want to, like... There we go. We have 149 buckets of crystallized oil. Alright. So, before we wrap up the episode here, I just wanted to come back and show you the kind of completed process, the completed thing that is now currently powering most of our base. This is the system. We did get the other unit installed, the other kind of fluid detection, formation planes, annihilation planes. One of the only issues right now is we really don't have a whole lot of speed with the powered canola seeds. It's kind of the biggest downfall of this system so far. But overall, this is functioning. This is the actually only functioning system I've been able to fully make that doesn't have glaring issues. As I've said, this is awesome. I'm okay with it. Am I happy that it took so long to get this done? No. But at the end of the day, we're done. Our breeders are coming back online. Basically everything. And I think this system failed itself. So it's waiting for power right now. I think it's trying to power literally everything. So I may have to get some more oil generators and stuff. Yeah, you can see they're trying to power all of the egg crackers and all of that stuff. So if we pop one open here, you can see, yeah. That complete loss of power really messed up a lot of things. And I disconnected a cable. That's why this guy broke. But, yeah, this is a system. This is running our quarry. This will be running all of our chickens. All of the empowered oil, because it's already ran over here. So right now, this stuff should just be starting. Keyword should be. It looks like this thing's starting to heat back up is what it's doing. So it's not as efficient as it used to be, or as it was whenever we actually had power. So definitely some good stuff. Man, I hope this system was understandable. I tried my best, but my brain is kind of just fried from trying this system so many times. And I kind of hit one minor inconvenience and my brain was just like, you know, so I apologize for that. But for the most part, this system is really not the best. I would prefer a different one because we, of course, do lose canola seeds, but we should be making up enough canola seeds to not worry about it. And so this whole thing and the fact that it turns off due to this is just awesome. We probably could have integrated this all into one logic cable and one variable store, but I think it works now. The annihilation planes and the formation planes, of course, using import buses to actually pull the fluid. I know one of the things is I did put an export here to then put into a singularity tank for our crystallized oil that is then being imported into the cables, which are then placed by the formation plane that's on the bottom there. And then the annihilation plane picks it up once the seed is dropped. And of course, the seeds just come through this pipe here. So, yeah, it's not pretty. It's compact, I guess you could say. It's what, 3 blocks wide? Probably about 12 blocks tall, right? So, but yeah, we've got pipes running throughout to get everything going. And yeah, this system definitely almost broke me. I'm not going to lie. It definitely was a test of my patience and a waste of a lot of time. But we've got it. We're good. I accept a challenge every so often, I guess. But man, I won't show you the other iterations of this system because, man, I cannot. And hopefully this is understandable enough. I really do hope so. If you got questions, if you need me to go over something in another episode, I can. I will be making FTB NeoTech a kind of once in a while packs. Just because like this, for example, where we just spent almost 2 weeks making this episode. Several hours trying to get this one thing done. And it, of course, did resort to me just figuring out how to add this recipe, which if you guys want these files, I can put them in the description, but I'm not going to put them right away just because I don't know if anybody wants them or if anybody cares. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.